Okay, I'm going to teach you how to do standing poses, making sure that you are not cheating. So you may have noticed a lot of people in yoga class and they're doing, let's say, their triangle pose, and they can reach their toes and it's completely amazing. But what you're not recognizing, maybe because you're not a teacher and not trained to see it, they're actually leaning way forward. And not getting really any of the benefits of the poses, although it looks kind of cool and advanced. It's not. So I showed you how the major cheat is to actually be kind of shrimping forward. One of the ways to train yourself out of that, and in fact, hands down my favorite way to practice standing poses anyway, is at the wall. So what you want to do is get yourself lined up with a wall, and you'll see I've got one heel actually touching the wall, and then I'm drawing a line straight from the birth of that back arch and then lining up my front heel with the birth of the back arch, and then my second toe is in line with the center of this front heel. So here I am set up for most of the standing poses, and what you might be surprised to discover is that when you have the back of your head and your shoulders and your hips and your back heel against the wall, and then you start to lift this front kneecap and from the thigh bone dial that kneecap over the front of the foot, that's a hip opener. And for some people, this is plenty, and this is where you're going to want to work. Right? But if you're ready to progress, you can bring your arms out to the side, lift the navel, grow tall, and commit to keeping your spine straight. Yeah? So that we can actually start talking to the legs and the hips, which is what these poses are designed for. So in order for me to move into my triangle pose, I'm actually sliding this butt cheek that way, trying to keep the spine long, so that I can move into the pose. So it's not a rounding of the spine. I'm just getting a nice little stretch here. That's cool, but doing very little for the legs, yeah? But if I keep the spine straight, move the hips, I start to open up the hips and the inner thighs, and maybe I don't get all the way down to my toes. That's okay. Instead, I'm getting stretches in the places that these poses were designed for. So we want to keep both shoulders, back of the head, all on a plane. So I've got the back heel, my right butt cheek, both shoulders and the head, and I'm working on getting that spine longer and straighter. Good. To come up, I'm feeling like I'm squeezing my feet together to help give me the power I need to come up. Now to move into your extended side angle pose, you'll bend your front knee, and we're aiming for getting that knee over the ankle, but maybe you don't have that range of motion, not a problem. Just walk your feet closer to each other so that eventually we have knee over ankle, not forward of it. Same thing. I've got all these landmarks on the wall. I'm not rounding forward at all. Again, for some of you, this is plenty. Others, maybe you want to move into bringing your forearm onto your thigh, sweeping this arm up and overhead, gazing past those fingertips. You can come back to your warrior two, and you'll switch. So again, back heel at the window or at the wall. Line that second toe and middle of the heel up with the birth of the arch of the back foot. Grow tall. And again, remember, spine stays straight, slide the butt that way, reach this way, come into your pose. If you're here, that's totally fine. Just try not to put weight on the kneecap itself. None of this. You can rest here or on the other side of the knee. Keep coming into find your pose. Again, try not to round the spine to get there. Trying to stay as straight as possible. Inhaling to come up. Again, bend the knee, not forward of the ankle, that's too far. We're more about here. And then coming into the other pose. All right, you're going to find that this is a very different experience than when you do these poses off the wall. Again, I think they're really the best way to practice and learn the poses so that when you're off the wall, you know you're not doing some super sexy looking thing that's actually not doing you any benefit. You'll know that you're getting the real gains from these poses. Enjoy. Ready? If you liked this video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel.